Have you ever noticed that the most successful people in any organization aren't always the ones who work the hardest, but the ones who communicate with the most influence?
It's true. Whether you are an entry-level professional, a dedicated team member, or a senior executive, the way you handle key conversations plays an important role in your professional growth and advancement.
Welcome to Business English for Success. Today, we'll help you develop leadership skills so you can take greater control of your professional journey.
We are moving beyond basic English. We are exploring the language of influence. We've designed 5 high-impact leadership scenarios that can help enhance how colleagues and partners perceive your value.
By the end of this video, you won't just speak better business English, you can develop a mindset that helps build respect and encourages action.
We have a lot of ground to cover, from empowering your peers to navigating professional decisions. Let's dive into our first master loop, the art of empowering others.
Before we listen to our first scenario, let's talk about a fundamental leadership shift. Empowerment. Many people think leading means having all the answers and telling everyone exactly what to do.
That's a common misconception. In a modern professional environment, command and control actually slows down growth. Effective leaders often focus on developing more leaders, not just followers.
Exactly. Empowerment is about moving from telling to asking. Instead of focusing on the challenges yourself, you provide the psychological safety for your team to find the solution. This builds confidence and long-term efficiency for the entire department.
Imagine a team member is facing a challenge with a task. A common but less effective way to respond would be, "You should do it this way. Just follow my instructions."
That phrase might get the job done today, but it stops the person from thinking for themselves. Let's look at how to use the inquiry-based leadership technique to empower them instead. Listen to how a professional leader guides a colleague toward a solution while respecting their expertise.
I've had a chance to look at the project draft, and I appreciate the creative direction you've taken. How do you feel about the current progress regarding the technical requirements?
Thank you. To be honest, I'm finding it a bit of a stretch to align the new design with our existing software constraints.
I trust your expertise in design. Given the goals we've set for this quarter, how do you envision the most effective way to balance the aesthetics with the technical needs?
I was considering a phased version for the first step, but I was concerned it might not be impactful enough.
Your perspective is valuable here. If we go with that phased approach, what is your strategy for ensuring our clients still see the full value of the update?
That's a great point. I could create a roadmap showing them exactly when the advanced features will be added. I feel much more confident about this direction now.
Did you feel the difference? Marcus didn't provide a single instruction. Instead, he used the phrase, "I trust your expertise."
This is a powerful trust signal. When you say this, you are acknowledging their professional value. This helps reduce hesitation about making mistakes and opens up creative thinking.
And notice the open-ended questions like, how do you envision and what is your strategy for? These aren't just questions, they are tools that encourage the other person to think like a leader. You are coaching them, not just managing them.
Think about a time when a colleague came to you for assistance. Could you have used, "How do you envision?" instead of giving them the answer?
Applying this technique can contribute to improving your workflow efficiency because your team becomes more independent.
Now, empowering people is wonderful, but how do you maintain that same level of influence when the team faces an unexpected change or a new situation?
That is a vital skill for career growth. Let's explore the concept of leading through evolution in our next loop. Now, let's talk about a situation every professional faces: evolution. Whether it's a sudden adjustment in project scope or a shift in company strategy, how you respond to new developments defines your leadership potential.
Exactly. Most people react to sudden adjustments with hesitation or caution. but a leader understands that change is often a bridge to innovation.
Right. The goal of a leader here is to provide clarity and reassurance. Instead of focusing on what we leave behind, we focus on how we can adapt. This builds team resilience and keeps everyone moving toward our long-term vision.
When a major plan evolves, a common but less professional response is to say, "Everything is changing and I am not ready yet, just wait for updates."
That response creates a waiting culture and increases unease. Let's look at how to use strategic reassurance to maintain momentum even when things are developing. Listen to how Marcus addresses a sudden shift in project direction while keeping the team focused and motivated.
Team, I've just received an update that our project focus will be shifting toward the European market earlier than expected. I understand this is a significant pivot from our initial Q3 plan.
That is a significant adjustment. Many of us have already completed the groundwork for the local launch. How should we prioritize our current tasks?
I appreciate the dedication you've shown so far. While the direction has evolved, our core objectives remain the same, providing excellence to our clients.
I see. But how do we manage the current workflow with this new priority?
We will perform a strategic review of our tasks today. This transition is an opportunity to showcase our adaptability. What is one way we can repurpose our existing research to fit the European context?
Actually, our data on consumer behavior is quite universal. I can refine the presentation to highlight those global trends by tomorrow.
That's exactly the mindset we need. Let's focus our energy on this new milestone to ensure a seamless integration.
That was a great example of staying calm and professional. Marcus used a very important technique called validating and redirecting.
Precisely. First, I acknowledge the update by saying, "I understand this is a significant pivot." This shows empathy. Then I redirected the focus to our core objectives.
And did you notice the keyword pivot? In business English, we prefer pivot or evolution instead of less professional terms. Pivot implies a strategic and intentional movement.
Also, notice the phrase, repurpose our existing research. This shows the team that their previous effort is highly valuable. It's just being used in a new, more effective way.
Think about your current work. If a deadline moved up today, would you see it as a challenge or a pivot toward efficiency?
Changing your language changes your mindset. When you speak with strategic reassurance, people naturally look to you for guidance.
But leadership isn't just about handling adjustments. It's also about guiding people, especially when opinions differ.
That's right. How do you maintain professional harmony when you need to share a different viewpoint with a senior partner or a client?
That is a highly valuable skill in today's professional environment. Let's master the art of constructive disagreement in our next loop. Now, let's tackle one of the most vital skills for your career growth, constructive disagreement. Many professionals choose to remain silent even when they see a better way, simply because they want to maintain a positive atmosphere.
That's right. But in a high-performance culture, silence is not always a virtue. Leadership often involves having the courage to share a different perspective to protect the project's success.
Exactly. The goal here is not to argue, but to find the best solution together. Modern leaders use evidence-based logic and professional poise to turn a different viewpoint into a strategic discussion. This is one way to build trust with senior partners.
Imagine your manager suggests a deadline that you know is difficult to meet. A common but less professional reaction would be, "I don't think that's a good idea. It's just not going to work."
That sounds dismissive and offers no alternative. Let's see how to use the acknowledging and offering technique to handle this with grace.
Listen to how Elena professionally shares a different viewpoint while staying 100% supportive of the team's goals.
So, to stay ahead of our competitors, I'd like the team to finalize the entire marketing campaign by this Friday. Can we make that happen?
I certainly see the merit in accelerating our timeline to gain a competitive edge. It shows our commitment to growth.
Exactly. So, should we proceed with that deadline?
Before we finalize that, I'd like to offer a slightly different perspective regarding our quality standards. Based on our current resources, a Friday deadline might limit our ability to perform deep market testing.
I understand your point, but if we wait, we might miss the window of opportunity.
I appreciate that concern. To ensure our success is sustainable, what if we launch a pilot version this Friday and deliver the full campaign next Wednesday? This way, we maintain both speed and excellence.
That is a very strategic adjustment. I value that suggestion. Let's move forward with the pilot launch.
Did you notice the bridge I built before I shared my view? I started with, I certainly see the merit in your point.
This is crucial. You validated the goal first. By doing that, you showed that we are on the same team. Then you used the phrase, I'd like to offer a slightly different perspective.
This phrase is very valuable in business English. It is objective and professional. It moves the conversation away from personal opinions to project outcomes.
Also, notice the keyword sustainable success. Instead of using negative terms, Yelena framed the timing as a way to ensure the project lasts and succeeds. That is how a leader thinks.
The next time you have a different view on a proposal, try starting with, I see the merit in that approach, and then offer your perspective. It feels much more like a collaboration. Mastering this can help you become a more valuable collaborative professional.
Now, we've learned to empower others and share views gracefully. But what about the most common daily task for a leader?
You mean strategic delegation? How to give tasks to others in a way that they feel motivated?
Exactly. That can support your productivity over time. Let's explore the language of effective delegation in our next loop.
Now, let's explore a skill that separates busy professionals from true leaders: strategic delegation. Many people hesitate to delegate because they think it's faster if I do it myself.
That mindset can be a challenge for career growth. If you do everything yourself, you limit your impact and miss opportunities to develop your team. A leader's job is to focus on high-value strategy while empowering others to handle the execution.
Precisely. Strategic delegation is about more than just giving away tasks. It's about providing clear expectations and the autonomy to succeed. When you delegate effectively, you are investing in your team's growth and your own productivity.
Imagine you need a colleague to handle a client report. A common but less effective way to delegate is, here, just take this report and finish it by tomorrow, okay?
That approach lacks context and support. It can make the person feel pressured rather than motivated. Let's see how to use the outcome-oriented technique to delegate with purpose.
Listen to how Elena delegates a task by focusing on the why and the how while offering full support.
Marcus, I've been looking at our upcoming departmental goals, and I'd like to invite you to take the lead on the quarterly performance report.
I appreciate the opportunity, but I want to ensure I have the capacity to maintain my current quality standards. What is the main objective for this report?
That's a fair question. The primary goal is to provide our stakeholders with clear insights into our progress. I believe your analytical skills make you a strong candidate to lead this.
I see. Since this is my first time leading the report, what level of autonomy will I have regarding the format?
I trust your judgment on the presentation style. To ensure we are aligned, let's agree on the core metrics today, and then you'll have full creative control over the delivery.
Thank you for the trust. I'll prepare an initial outline, and we can sync briefly on Wednesday to ensure everything is on track.
That sounds like a professional plan. I'm here to provide any resources you need to make this a success.
This was a strong example of delegating for growth. Notice that I didn't just give a task. I used the phrase, I'd like to invite you to take the lead.
That's a very respectful way to start. It sounds like an opportunity, not a burden, and you clearly defined the primary goal, which gave me the context I needed to succeed.
Exactly. And did you notice the key word autonomy? In business English, giving someone autonomy means giving them the power to make their own decisions. This is a strong trust signal in leadership.
Also, the phrase, "let's agree on the core metrics," is very strategic. It ensures that both people have the same definition of success before the work begins. This ensures clarity for everyone.
Think about your current to-do list. Is there a task you could invite a colleague to lead to help them grow?
Remember, delegation is a sign of leadership strength. It shows you are a leader who builds a high-performance culture.
We've covered empowerment, evolution, sharing perspectives, and delegation. But there is one final piece to the leadership puzzle.
You mean visionary influence? How to propose a new initiative in a way that everyone gets excited about?
That is a skill that can support your career growth. Let's master the value-driven proposal in our final loop. We have reached our final and one of the key sections, the value-driven proposal. Many professionals have brilliant ideas, but they may face difficulties getting approval because they focus only on what they want to do.
That's a common learning point. In a competitive professional environment, your ideas must be framed around value. A leader doesn't just ask for resources, they demonstrate how those resources will generate a return on investment for the entire organization.
Exactly. This is about moving from "I need" to "we gain." By aligning your proposal with the company's vision, you show that you are thinking like a strategic partner. This is how you gain the influence needed to lead major initiatives.
Imagine you want to implement a new software for the team. A less effective way to propose it is, "I think we should buy this software because it's really cool and it would make my job easier."
That sounds self-centered and lacks business justification. Let's look at how to use the benefit-first technique to make your proposal highly convincing.
Listen to how Elena proposes a new initiative by connecting it directly to the company's efficiency and growth.
Marcus, I've been looking at our current workflow efficiency, and I'd like to present a proposal to integrate a new project management tool into our department.
We already have several tools in place. Why should we consider a new investment at this time?
I appreciate the focus on cost management. However, based on my research, this transition would allow us to optimize our data entry process by 30% within the first quarter.
That is a significant improvement. But what about the learning curve for the team?
That is an excellent point. To ensure a smooth transition, I've already outlined a 3-day onboarding plan that maintains our daily operations without interruption.
I like your proactive approach. If we can achieve that level of efficiency, the investment certainly makes sense.
I agree. My goal is to optimize our resources so the team can focus more on high-level strategy and client satisfaction. Shall I prepare the full business case for your review by Friday?
Did you notice how I handled the inquiry? I used the phrase, "I appreciate the focus on cost management."
This is a brilliant move. You didn't argue, you validated the concern. Then you immediately followed up with a data-driven benefit. Optimize our data entry process by 30%.
Data speaks louder than words in business English. And notice the key word, onboarding plan. It shows that you have already considered potential challenges and found a solution. This helps build strong credibility.
Also, the phrase "optimize our resources" is very professional. It sounds much more strategic than just saying "saving time." It shows you care about the company's overall health and success.
The next time you have an idea, ask yourself, how does this benefit the company's progress?
When you speak the language of value, people stop seeing you as a worker and start seeing you as a proactive and strategic professional.
We have officially completed our 5 leadership conversations. From empowerment to visionary proposals, you now have the tools to lead with influence.
But we aren't done yet. To truly master these skills, you need to practice.
Exactly. Stay tuned for our shadowing masterclass, where we will practice the most powerful phrases from today's session to perfect your intonation and confidence. Now it's time to turn these insights into your own speaking habits. This is our shadowing masterclass. We have selected the 10 most powerful leadership phrases from our 5 loops.
Precision and confidence are key. Please listen to Elena first, then repeat after me. Pay close attention to the intonation and the pauses. Let's begin.
Sentence 1. I trust your expertise on this.
I trust your expertise on this.
Excellent. Let's move to the next one. Sentence 2. How do you envision the best way to approach this?
How do you envision the best way to approach this?
Great pace. This question empowers your team. Sentence 3. To reach the next level of excellence, what is one thing we could adjust?
To reach the next level of excellence, what is one thing we could adjust?
Perfect. You are focusing on growth, not mistakes. Sentence 4. I understand this is a significant pivot from our initial plan.
I understand this is a significant pivot from our initial plan.
Well done. This shows great empathy. Sentence 5. This transition is an opportunity to showcase our adaptability.
This transition is an opportunity to showcase our adaptability.
I love that energy. Let's keep going. Sentence 6. I certainly see the merit in your point.
I certainly see the merit in your point.
Brilliant! This is the perfect bridge for sharing a different view. Sentence 7. I'd like to offer a slightly different perspective.
I'd like to offer a slightly different perspective.
Very professional. You sound very calm. Sentence 8. I'd like to invite you to take the lead on this project.
I'd like to invite you to take the lead on this project.
Excellent. You are building future leaders. Sentence 9. I appreciate the focus on cost management.
I appreciate the focus on cost management.
Great. You are validating the other person's professional focus. Sentence 10. Our goal is to optimize our resources for high-level strategy.
Our goal is to optimize our resources for high-level strategy.
Fantastic job! You have taken an important step toward mastering the language of influence today. Marcus, what a journey! We've covered everything from empowerment to visionary proposals.
It's been incredible. My biggest takeaway today is that leadership isn't a title, it's the quality of our conversations. When we move from telling to empowering, the whole team wins.
I agree completely. Whether it was the strategic pivot in Loop 2 or the value-driven proposal in Loop 5, every skill we practice today is a stepping stone to a more successful career.
Remember, the key to mastery is consistency. Listen to this session again while you are commuting or exercising until these phrases become natural to you.
Thank you for being a part of Business English for Success. Your commitment to your own growth is truly inspiring.
If you found this helpful, you can like and subscribe for more practical business English lessons. We're here to support your professional journey every step of the way.
Keep leading, keep growing, and keep speaking with influence.
We look forward to seeing you in our next session.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.